Welcome back to Cryptographics, and in this video we are going to do a full breakdown of the creation mechanic within TORUS.win. So buckle up, this one's going to be a little bit more thorough and a bit of a deep dive, but I want you to understand at the end of this video exactly what creation is, exactly how it works, and everything you have to make the best decisions within the system possible. So if you watched the previous video on how creation and stake work and how you can just operate the dApp, I would recommend, if you haven't, to go watch that video first so you can have a thorough understanding of exactly how to operate the creation mechanism. So without being redundant and going back into the mechanics again, the big thing I want you to understand about creation is how it operates. So what you'll see here is there's a created Torus amount, an estimated earned Torus, and even Torus shares. Now, of course, there's the deposit amount here, but I want to talk about how this all interrelates. So the Torus system is revolving around Titan X, or a specific ratio of Titan X that started on day one. And what this is, a 10 million to 1 ratio that was set in the beginning that Torus operates on. So what that means is for every 10 million Titan X deposited on day one, and mind you, we're day 3, so I'll get you up to speed on the math here, but on day 1, 10 million Titan X created one single Torus. And that's for when you earn or choose to go for the 88-day earn length. So one of the most important things to understand about Torus is how it revolves around Titan X. So as you can see here, the deposit amount here is 10 billion. I create 998.4, but on day 1, 10 billion Titan X created 1,000 Torus. So if we go to 10 power, we can see that 10 million Titan X is still creating one Torus. And this is because this is how the system revolves around Titan X, okay? So over time, though, this is where things change and why on day 1 with 10 billion Titan X, you could create 1,000 Torus, and today you can only create 998.4. This is because that ratio, the amount of Titan X that you can deposit into the system, always creates less Torus up front. And that ratio actually decreases by 0.08% per day, meaning it slowly gets more difficult to create Torus with the same amount of Titan X all the time. So as time goes on here, you're going to see that 10 billion, 1 million, as many Titan X as you want to put into the system will begin to create less and less Titan X. So this is the main aspect of creation that you need to understand in terms of how it gets more difficult to create Torus over time. And as a refresher, the creation aspect of when you create is what you're guaranteed to get at the end of your creation period. So when you claim in the 14 days that you have as your grace window at the end of the 88 days, or however long you've chosen to create for, this is what you're guaranteed. And you will also be earning Torus along the way. And that is also going to be claimable. And if I show you at the bottom here, I have created with this test transaction for $10 that I have created 5 Torus. And over the last couple days, I've also earned another 8.56 Torus. And that's how the system works, where you create up front, and every day that ticks by, you will also earn a little bit based on your shares and how many shares you have relative to everyone else in the pool. And shares are received for creating and for staking. And this is really important to understand because that means that creators and stakers are both actually competing for this yield and this supply. And what I want you to understand about this is that this is a fixed amount that is distributed over time and has a fixed supply over many, many years. Actually, by the 20-year mark, there is going to be around 125 million tokens or less by the 20-year mark. So this distribution model starts at 100,000 tokens released from the Torus system on day 1, that's captured by anyone staking or creating, and also decreases by 0.08% per day as well. So the creation difficulty, the Torus pool difficulty, which is that central pool that is distributing tokens, that both those mechanics or both those aspects of Torus are going down at the same rate in difficulty. Now that we know where we're earning from and what we're earning, the big thing to understand also is shares. Now, shares are the key to earning. And on day one, 10,000 power got you 1,000 Torus. 1,000 Torus will always get you in the system when you stake or create for 88 days 7,744,000 shares. That is the way the system works. For every one Torus that you've created or staked over 88 days, you're going to have 7,744 shares. That is the way the system works. It is locked at that number. So what this means is over time, if your Titan X, let's say you're constantly putting in 10 billion, just for the hypothetical scenario here, you are going to be creating less Torus as your guaranteed amount at the end of the creation period. And because you're creating less, you're also going to be getting less shares within the pool. And this is important to understand because it means that creation gets more and more difficult to create tokens, to earn tokens, and if Titan X goes up in value, then it gets exponentially harder. So this is creation in a nutshell. You have the deposit amount, you have the created amount that actually gets harder and harder to create with the same amount of Torus over time, and then you have the shares. And that is based on how much Torus you're creating at any given moment. So deposit, we get the created, and we get the shares. Now the estimated earned Torus is based on your share of the pool. And this calculation here that you're seeing on estimated ROI is looking into the future at this moment at an average of every day's shares added up and divided by 88. So it gets a nice median of who's in the pool. And if nobody else comes into the system at all, then this ROI will be or would be true by the end of that 88-day period. But if one person comes in after you, this ROI will decrease ever so slightly in its estimation, which means if you are creating and someone comes in after you, it'll mean that the amount you should have got on that day based on the estimated ROI will slightly decrease. And if someone is a bigger user that comes in, deposits more, or there are many users that come in and deposit quite a bit, then that can decrease a lot. So this is why it says estimated earned here, and estimates drop as new participants join based on current participation, because it's not a guarantee and it's impossible to know how many participants will come in after you. So this is the important thing to understand about creation, is that this ROI can and will decrease and increase massively depending on the participation and also the price of Torus. If the price of Torus is very high relative to Titan X, again, this ROI might skyrocket, okay? And that's because if the price of Torus is twice as high or 3 times as high as it should be, meaning you're putting in $2,000 and you're getting out as your base created principal that you're guaranteed almost $6,000 worth, well then that means that the estimated earned that you are going to earn is also going to be exponentially higher as well, like probably 3 times higher than it should. So right now, if Titan X was to go to Torus was supposed to go back down to its baseline price that we just referred to, you'd see this ROI drop by a factor of 3, meaning you'd be seeing this about 6,000% ROI. Now, to really understand this, and again, like I said at the beginning of this video, there's a lot going on here. So I implore you, if you need to, go to the white paper. I have all sorts of charts, but I want to give you a deep dive breakdown on exactly what's going on. If you need to go to the white paper, please come down here, click on the docs, or if you're at Torus.win, you're not in the DApp, then go ahead and click the read white paper button and then go to the create Torus section. You can also go to the earned section or earn Torus section, and it will guide you on all the mechanics here as well as, and the earning section will also guide you on how the ROI works. So when it comes to earning, again, we've been speaking about the 88-day length, but now we have to understand is how creating works when you choose less than 88 days. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to choose 44 days because it's half. Did you catch that? Look again, watch the ROI and also watch the estimated earned tokens here, as well as the Torus shares. There's 3 components I really want you to watch, but you're going to see everything move around other than the deposit amount. Everything's going to change, but watch this. 44 days, and we went from 18,000% ROI on the estimated side to 1,100. If I go back up to 88, again, remember, 63,000 tokens is what it's estimating that you would get if nothing changed in the system by the end of the 88 days. If we go down to 44, now it's only 3,800. And again, you remember the shares? There were 7,733,000 or something like that. Well, now for half the time, you're getting almost 8 times less. Actually, you are getting 8 times less of the shares, and you're earning 8 times less within the pool only over half the length. So you can see how this system gets more and more difficult based on, if you're going shorter, and it gets easier to earn if you go longer. So again, let me show you the extreme here. So if we go all the way to 1 day, we're going to see that you're going to put in $2,000 worth of 10 billion. The system is only going to create 11.35 Torus. And because you have 11.35 shares, you're going to earn, I think it's point something of a Torus, which is a penny. So this is why it shows negative 96%. And this is the basis for how Torus incentivizes longer actions and delayed gratification, which is the core of the Torus system. So again, even if I go to 22 days, you can see 22 days paying 10 billion Titan X will only get me 249 created Torus. I'll only earn 242 estimated. This is best case scenario at the moment. And the Torus shares are at 120,000. Now, if I go back up to 88, you'll see everything jumps again. The created Torus goes to 998. Estimated Torus jumps back up, and the shares jump as well. So this is the important thing to understand about this system, is that when you're creating over longer periods, you're getting the most likelihood, or the highest likelihood, that you're going to earn the most tokens in the system possible with just the creation mechanism. If you go shorter at all, you are not going to earn as much within the system over that period unless prices are quite volatile. And so basically, the easiest way to think about it is longer is more conservative and safer bet. Shorter is more aggressive and higher risk. Now, all of this to a degree has its own element of risk, but relative to the longer and the shorter days, every day shorter you go, you get less and less and less shares, created Torus, and estimated earned Torus over that period. So that was an exhaustive breakdown of exactly how the creation aspect of Torus works, and we're almost done. So if we go down here to the creation menu, you have 3 different tabs. So you have the active tab, which is going to allow you to see your start day and your end day, all your progress length, your earned Torus, your created Torus, ROI, all that good stuff. And it's also got a button here that's going to allow you to click share and then take a screenshot that's going to download to your computer, and you can actually upload it to X or wherever you choose to and start sharing out the fact that you're enjoying Torus and let other people know that there's something special going on here. Now, once your creation ends, it is going to go to the claimable creation section, where you have 14 days that you can claim your creations in before it goes to a 7-day penalty window. And those penalties are taken at 14.25% per day, which will eventually, if you leave it past that second 7-day window, it will remove all of what you've earned. But if you've created any Torus, you cannot lose this. So you can only lose from penalties what you have earned over the period that you waited. So again, if you have multiple creations, you can batch claim them. If it's just individual, you're going to see the claim button right over here. And once it's ended, once you've claimed it, you're going to come over here to the ended creations, and it's going to show you the claimed amount of Torus, any penalties, going to show you your ROI, your cost, and you're going to be able to share that ended creation and what you ended up with on social media as well. So this is creation in a nutshell. And one more time, real quick, when you're creating, you get your created tokens credited to you that you're going to get at the end of the creation period. And you're also earning from the Torus pool. And every day there is a Torus pool payout that is captured by both creators and stakers perpetually, as long as they're staking or creating in the system. And right now, it's worth quite a bit because the price of Torus has gone up tremendously. So these tokens are worth currently quite a lot. This might not stay this way. This might get more valuable. I don't know. But this is what I want you to understand about creation, is that you are earning from this pool and you're creating something that you're going to be guaranteed to get at the end, with the addition of whatever you earn from the Torus pool payouts based on your shares. And you will be competing with the stakers, who we're going to talk about in the next video. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are clear as day now on exactly what creation is. And again, I know we talked about a lot, but rewatch it a few times and just let it sink in, because this is a new mechanic. This is a new system, and it is going to take some time to fully understand. So thank you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to be talking and breaking down the staking mechanism, and I'll see you then. Peace.